What's going on YouTube? JT is reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're talking about Titans issue number 14. This one is written by Tom Taylor with art by Lucas Meyer, and I think Adriana Lucas did the colors on this one. But this one's pretty much just all action, so that's kind of what makes it maybe one of the better issues in this run. Nightwing is there. He brings the team together, and they're like, all right, we got to go work together to try and stop Raven. And then the Spectre shows up, and some of Raven's brothers. And he's like, oh, leave us be. We'll take care of this stuff. And the Titans are like, oh, we'll get there. Raven's brothers face off against her, and she kind of stops them, takes Trigon's staff, and tries to form the whole crown to become the Dark Winged Queen. And even with the Titans showing up, even the Spectre shows up and is powerless to stop her. Despite the Spectre being one of the most powerful beings in the universe, Raven gets chopped in half, but because she has the powers of everything, she's just getting stronger and stronger, and even infuses the Spectre into her crown, which pretty much makes her unstoppable. She's like gathering the Infinity Stones, but different beings of like energy and whatnot to just grow continuously stronger with each passing moment. And the Lucas Meyer artwork looks absolutely fantastic. We get to see what she looks like. She's got the horns and everything. She looks pretty cool. And you even have Swamp Thing in there, and just like Nightwing's like, we got to call all the different heroes. And she's got her little gems and all that on her head. It's a cool looking design, and you do feel the threat levels. And even when Trigon does show up, he's like, daughter, it's our time. I do kind of hope Raven just eviscerates Trigon, and this thing I think would be kind of cool. So yeah, I actually quite like this issue for the most part, because it's just basically straightforward action. There's no needless padding dialogue. I mean, there's a few humorous bits, I guess, very minuscule, but it's just pretty much all action and carried really by Lucas Meyer's incredible looking artwork. And I'm sure things will wrap themselves up pretty good within the next issue or two. I think he's got like one more left before this thing wraps itself up. I do think what's kind of hurting the stakes of this event is the fact that Absolute Power is going on at the same time. Is this like right afterwards? This right beforehand? Because the other issues of Titans were tying into that setup for that event, but now it's just like this thing's going on, and it's really being overshadowed by the fact that we got this other event going. I think had this really been the only thing, then I think I'd feel more of an impact. But because there's another event going on, this one just feels kind of, I don't know, a little bit underwhelming. I mean, Raven just took out the Spectre. I mean, he chopped her in half with his sword, and she just kind of fused back to her. Of course, this is the evil half of Raven, not the good, pure half that's trapped in the gemstone. But still, like, that should feel like a big, huge, universal threat. And because Absolute Power is going on, it kind of I wouldn't say devalues, but it makes this one feel less significant because all the focus is on that other event. So, but I mean, in terms of an issue of Titans, this one might be, like I said, my favorite, because it is just purely action, and there's some great looking artwork, and there's a ton of, well, I guess action, and Raven just annihilating the Spectre, which I thought was pretty cool. So now that the book is, Taylor's time on the book is coming to an end, it starts to get a little bit more exciting. So, yeah, I'm still ready for another creative team, but at least we're hopefully going out on a high note, and I'm still curious how this ties into Absolute Power. Is this before or afterwards? If it's before, then okay, then that makes sense. But afterwards, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? We'll see what happens. But I think if you're into the series up to this point, you'll probably enjoy this one. Even if you haven't enjoyed a lot of this run, and I know a lot of people necessarily haven't, there's still some good enough elements to kind of keep this one like going. There's some exciting stuff sprinkled in throughout here. So yeah, you at least get some cool stuff. So but yeah, Lucas Meyer's artwork, I can't complain about that. I mean, he just draws everyone so well, especially Raven, even in this other style right there, and it puts a smile on my face. So, but yeah, that's all I have to say about this particular issue, and that should wrap it up for my DC comic book reviews for this week. I got one other comic book, but that's like a Godzilla one, and that one's a big, huge, like almost like kids graphic novel, YA thing, or whatever you want to call it. So I'll talk about that later on, but I want to get these two videos out here for today, and then later on, probably if I can have the time to talk about that Godzilla one as well. So, but for DC fans, this is pretty much it for the week. And yeah, let me know what you thought of it in the comment section down below. What do you want to see happen in the next issue? Do you want to see Raven just kind of annihilate Trigon for good? Do you want to just see other people just kind of kick the bucket as well? Tell me in the comment section down below. So yep, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.